voice over IP. We were an agency, all agencies were controlled by another agency on the telecom side. And we was moving into a new building, and we wanted that does nothing but build 819. And Cassie, all right, it's a whole room today, so there's two guys in there, and that's all they do. They're building them, taking them to traffic operations. Traffic operations is deploying them on the signals that are non-connected. So we're expanding our footprint across our state. I think we have over 6,500 now, and we're going statewide with that. And so that's a huge effort for us. But the goal is that we can maintain and manage our signals from one location, get data, make predictions. Predictions is a key. Look at the safety, how we can dispatch public safety, how we can control the signals and make it better when you travel through our state. Now, Atlanta's full, so when you travel through our state, keep going, because Atlanta is full. We don't have any room.
So Jeff, kind of picking up on that point and where Dave opened, look, we've been helping customers converge different systems, right? And you've been successfully made voice over IP successful, and you've been working with our account team, Cassie and the team, and kind of now bringing a similar level of convergence when it comes to Department of Transportation. And from your goals here, it's around the traffic. You were telling me about 40% of the traffic is freight, right? And how you're helping. Maybe you can tell the team about how you're approaching the freight and the management of traffic around.
So what we're doing is we've released a couple of projects. We've been challenged back in 2018 by AASHTO and a couple of other ones. But the radios that y'all call them and stuff like that, I think we've got 65, 300, Cassie's going to straighten me out here in just a minute. Okay, so 2,000 here shortly, which is a lot. But what we're doing is, as far as for freight and everything else, we're taking this information and we want to be able to transport that equipment, those goods, through our state and control it and give them the best route and everything else that goes along with it. So we have a lot of technology that we're putting in there. We have, for our data that we're getting off of it, we're able to go in there and make decisions, because now it's not snapshots in time, it's real-time data. And I think that's the key, and that's what's changed over my career, that we used to take snapshots. Now you're taking it and you're getting real-time data. Expand that, because right now, somebody's got to take that and analyze it and figure out what to do. When you start bringing in your product, the edge technology, you start making decisions at the side of the road, and it eliminates that human factor. So you start putting all these scenarios and stuff in place, and the predictions and everything come forward, and it makes things a lot better for us.
That's right. So I think, as you said, we've been working with you to deploy in 6,000 of your traffic cabinets for many years. It's not something we just started. Our industrial router product lines, and that's helping you converge and get this real-time visibility to where things are.
Correct.
And then as you look ahead, and as you were telling us, even as we were preparing for it, around the visibility is helping you kind of monitor traffic, with the video surveillance cameras, you're monitoring the traffic. Where do you see the next chapter? Where do you see your projects going over the next coming years? With connected cars, AV, there's so much more on the horizon with it.
Well, in autonomous vehicles world, and I tell everybody all the time, if I was doing my career over again, there's only two places I go: cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and autonomous vehicles. So three. Because that's the way the focus is, and it's the way it's going to be for a long, long time. But when you start looking at the cameras and everything, we have several projects. We're fixing to put fiber down our interstate system from border to border in Georgia, our complete interstate system. And along with that, we're going to deploy 4G and 5G. So what we're doing, we're building the infrastructure to support this vehicle-to-vehicle communication. We want to know what's going on. We want to be able to predict. We want to be able to give you the information at your fingertips and stuff like that. So in the next 18 months, this is a huge initiative for us. And I think it's going to make so much of an impact across our state as far as the ITS world is concerned, the Intelligent Transportation System. So in all your DOTs right now, the focus and the outlook of the engineering side of the house is changing. It's getting more data driven. It's getting more traffic operations, if you want to say that, driven. And that is the way of the future. And that's the way, the direction a lot of the agencies are going to go. And it's not, and you have to. So what you want to do is when you start talking about this, you want to have a great relationship. And I know I think I'm a salesman too. That's part of my job is being a salesperson. But you want to have that relationship with someone that you can trust. Because you're putting a lot of money, number one, millions of dollars into a project. You're putting millions of dollars into a technology solution that you're sticking your neck out for. And you want to make sure it's going to work. And that's the reason with Cisco, I look at the numbers, we were joking about it yesterday, and I think we spent a lot more than what I'm showing on the screen.
I know, we're talking about Cassie's goal, by the way, for the year.
Wow, I think it's a lot more. I think that's right. Because I know I signed one stuff that says Cisco on it. But that investment though is a long-term investment. And we start talking about these signals that we're putting out, the equipment in the cabinets. It takes a big effort to go out there and put that 819 in a signal, get it configured, get it on a secure network, get it talking back to the main center, getting that data, bringing it to the applications, taking measurements, taking performance measures, being able to change the lights green when you need to, or red when you need to, and stuff like that without sending the person out. So it's a lot of commitment that you do. But when you do that, I don't build things for a short-term project. These are generation projects that we put in place. And it's just like the voice over IP, that's a career project. That's going to outlast me. But that's the focus and everything that we look at whenever we engage with somebody like Cisco.
And I know you have a great partnership with Cassie and our whole team. Maybe you can challenge the rest of us to say, when we go out and we engage with customers, and how do we show up? How do we engage with Mana, if I get that right? But like, how do we engage with our customers? Maybe just give us a little bit of.
Okay. So we run out of time. That's why he's cutting me off here. So one of the things I want to bring up before we get into that, if I can, all right?
Please.
He's gonna get me in trouble. He told me yesterday, he says, I can't control Jeff on the stage. So that's fine, you can't. Because I really want to walk down here.
Some capabilities, this is not one of them.
Yeah. So we talk about the technology and stuff too. I want to talk about our I-85 bridge collapse and rebuild. Does everybody remember that? Somebody struck a match under a bridge. Okay, we had a lot of fiber that had been there for 10 to 12 years, stored under the bridge, catches on fire, burns everything down. Okay, burned the whole bridge collapsed. We rebuilt it in 43 days, and that's what we got all the credit. The first 2 hours of that event was a total IT and traffic operations event. We knew the fiber was going to break. We knew it was going to burn. We knew the bridge was going to collapse. But for years prior to that, with Cisco and ourselves, we sat down at a table and we designed a network that is a true redundancy system. Never been tested until this moment. But in the past, prior to that fiber where it was cut at, we would have lost visibility from that point on. Okay? When that took place, when that fiber was cut or burned, we lost 2 cameras and a ramp meter, and that was because they melted. Now, Cisco, if y'all can come up with a solution that we can look through cameras that are piled of plastic, we can talk about that. But the technology and everything and the relationship that we have with Cisco helped put something together that made national news, but the IT piece of it, that piece of it, you never see it. It was a time frame for building the bridge. But we was able to take that collapse with all these signals and stuff and all the 819s that we have out and all these projects that we have around, we was able to take the arteries around that instant and actually make an interstate system on both sides by turning everything green without going out and touching the first signal. So for 2 hours, that's what was going on in the Emergency Operations Center. All this stuff was on all these screens, everything was going green. We were rerouting traffic, to run around the collapse. So the impact to you, the traveling public, was minimal. Now, from an IT perspective, as a nerd, that was the coolest thing in the world. For the people in that room, they're looking at me and they're like, hey, are we gonna lose visibility? I'm like, no. For a second and a half, a little more than a heartbeat, it paused, but then it just took back over. So that's my challenge to you and Cisco is, let's get it down to less than a heartbeat. Because there's some people in there, that have bad hearts, and that heartbeat, that skipping that heartbeat, almost killed a few people there at ELC. But I had no doubt in my mind. But now, one of the things that I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm watching this time, I promise.
It's all good.
Okay, so one of the things that I've learned over the years, and I was joking when I walked into this, and I've heard people since I've been here say this, you refer as a customer or vendor, okay? When I deal with vendors and I'm the customer, it's a totally different relationship. It's not a good relationship. And I have seen so many, and this is something I'm trying to help you understand here, but I've seen so many vendors walk in the door and they sit down and they say, hey, Jeff, tell us about your IT world, tell us about the DOT, tell us what keeps you up at night. What's funny about that is before they walk in the door, there's a folder on my desk that tells me everything about this company. Somebody's doing this research for me. I know more about you than you know about me. And that's really, it should be reversed. You should know more about me than I know about you. You should know more about the Georgia DOT than I know about you. And so when you walk in that door and you cross that threshold as a vendor and you open up at that, chances are when you cross that threshold, we're gonna shake hands and it's still gonna be a customer-vendor relationship, okay? Then you're gonna compete with everybody else. But Dave, you're right, there's a lot of competition out there. You know, I see this every day. They come in and theirs is greater than yours and theirs is the best and everything else. But over the years with Cisco, what's taking place is we have a trust that is by far, you can't break it. And everything that I measure on the success is based on product, price, service, and support. And here recently I've added interoperability to that list. You can ask anybody, I have 300 people that work for me, and you can ask anybody on my staff and they'll tell you that this is what we measure. And when one of those goes, it's not in that order, but when one of those goes out of whack, we're either gonna get it corrected or we're gonna get a divorce. But having that relationship with Cisco and being able to bring Cassie and her team, all the engineers, my engineers, they sit down, they go on a whiteboard and everything else. So I want a partner at the table that has just as much say-so as I have. I want someone that can be as direct with me and my staff as I can be with you. And to me, that's important. So when you're dealing with companies and other agencies and stuff like that, you're gonna walk in day one as a vendor if you're new doing this new business. But day two, you should be working to get that relationship. Because I promise you, in state government, somebody tells you no, probably shouldn't say these things, but if they tell you no, they don't like you, they don't want to do it. Because there's always a way to do things, if it makes sense. And taking your product and taking your expertise and your technology and your solutions. When I first started this, was back in the Pathwork days and I think those that you don't have to call in and stuff like that. It's incredible what's coming. And the automobile manufacturers now are looking for someone to tell them what to do. They're not going to wait. So what we're doing in Georgia, we're doing this in all the DOTs, we're trying to put things in place to build for this world. Because it's a game changer. It's a game changer.
Jeff, I want to thank you for your partnership.
I knew I was running out of time.